Disney Palace Pets. Treasure. A curious kitten for Ariel. Treasure was not like other kittens. Most cats are afraid of water, but the beach was Treasure's most favorite place to play. She would chase crabs, splash in the waves, and walk along the shore, collecting sparkly trinkets, shiny seashells, and beautiful gifts from the sea. But even though she loved being a beach kitten, whenever Treasure looked out over the wide ocean, she wanted to explore. She dreamed of sailing the 7 seas. One morning, Treasure saw a magnificent vessel docked nearby. She had never been on a real ship before and wanted to get a closer look. This was her chance for a great adventure. Treasure ran across the sand and hopped over rocks to get to the dock. When she reached the gangway, she looked around to see if anyone was watching. Then she quickly tiptoed on board. As Treasure started to nose around the deck, the ship began pulling away from port. She had never been away from her beach before. She was very excited. As the ship sailed off, Treasure wondered where it would take her. Would she go to the desert, to the mountains, to a big, bustling city? Whenever the ship was headed, Treasure was sure she would find new friends and fun trinkets along the way. Treasure wasn't sure how long the journey would be, so she found a hiding place to take a nap. The gentle sway of the ship was sure to lull her to sleep soon enough. But just as soon as she got cozy, Treasure noticed the ship's crew had gathered all around her. The little kitten tried to run away, but one of the crewmen picked her up before she could escape. Treasure was scared. She hadn't meant to cause trouble. What would the crew do with a stowaway captain? Would they make her scrub the deck? Would the captain force her to walk the plank? Instead, the crew handed Treasure to a handsome young man. It was Prince Eric. Treasure hadn't known at the time, but she had snuck onto the Prince's royal ship. As Prince Eric held the curious little kitten with her soft red fur, he couldn't help but think of someone else whom he loved very much. That special someone was Princess Ariel, and the princess would be boarding the royal ship that very day. Prince Eric announced that he would adopt Treasure for Ariel. The little red kitten was so excited to finally have a home of her own. All hands and paws were on deck to prepare for Ariel's arrival. Treasure helped polish the helm until it shined. She pulled long ropes to raise the royal flag, and she collected sparkly trinkets she found on board to decorate every nook and cranny of the ship. Then Treasure pranced along the bow with anticipation. The wind ruffled her fur, and the salty spray from the waves tickled her nose. She hoped Ariel would like her as much as Prince Eric did. As the prince led Ariel on board, a sea breeze blew a string of seashells next to Treasure. When the kitten leaped up to paw at the shells, the sound caught Ariel's attention. She turned to see Treasure, a kitten with red fur, the same color as her own red hair. Ariel picked up the kitten and cuddled her close. Treasure smelled of the sea, which reminded Ariel of her friends beneath the waves. This made Ariel very happy. Treasure was happy too. She purred and felt warm and safe in the princess's arms. As the ship sailed around the harbor, a party commenced to celebrate Ariel and her new kitten. There was a great feast on board, with the finest food anyone could ask for, and lively music for everyone to enjoy. When the ship returned to port, Treasure followed Ariel and Eric up the sandy path to their castle, which had a beautiful view of the ocean. Ariel gave Treasure her very own bed and more trinkets to play with than any kitten would ever have imagined. Ariel then placed a jeweled collar around Treasure's neck and a special tiara between her soft ears. But the most special gift that Ariel gave Treasure that day was a new home. Treasure was a happy pet to live with her princess in the royal palace. Now Ariel takes Treasure down to the beach every day to explore. They swim and jump through the waves together. They run after crabs, chase seagulls, and walk along the shore, collecting trinkets and treasures and dreaming of future adventures on the high seas. Treasure is still a little beach kitten, but now she is a beach kitten with a best friend. The end.